Old country road, take me home. I love everybody, like I love you, and I've never even met you guys.
Schizophrenia pushes a son to commit the unimaginable, and his confession unravels the terrifying truth.
He hit my shoulder and I stabbed him.
Okay. Do you remember where you stabbed him?
A bunch of different times, and then right in the heart.
Okay.
And once I did that, it was weird.
When mental illness warps the mind, even a son's love can turn into something horrifying.
He was feeding me shit. It could have been his semen, it could have been some other shit, I don't know. I was eating other people or something like that.
On January 24th, 2021, cops were alerted to a shed fire at the family property in Lexington Township. Jeffrey Traxler suspects that his 64-year-old brother Bruce was still inside.
Hello, is anyone in there? Oh, that's okay. Okay, my brother's in here.
150, how many guys were out there?
This kid lived here too, and somebody came driving around and out. I tried to open the door to get in there earlier.
While the cops tried to get Bruce out safe, they realized the suspicion was falling on none other than Bruce's son, Hardy. In just about 90 minutes, the cops discovered human remains inside the shed. Around 5 hours later, authorities located Hardy's vehicle and initiated a traffic stop. He was then taken into custody and transported to the LeSueur County Justice Center.
Come on in. Hi. You're Hardy?
Yep.
I'm Mike. I'm an agent with the BCA. Nice to meet you. I'd shake your hand, but we're trying to be COVID, right? So I'm not trying to be unfriendly or anything. And this is Jim.
Hi.
Do you want a mask? If you want one, I'll give you one. These are new ones. If you're worried about COVID. No? You want me to wear a mask? I'll wear one if you want me to. But if you're not worried, no, you're okay. Okay.
Just want to ask.
We just want to ask because some people are worried about it, and that's okay if they are, right? So I'm with the state, and I'm working with Jim. He's an investigator with the sheriff's office here. We're trying to investigate an incident that happened last night, right? Trying to get all the facts in the background, right? And that's why you're brought in here, right? And I just want to tell you right out of the gate, we're not here to interrogate you or shine bright lights on you or make your life uncomfortable, okay? We're not here to do that.
You're good guys, and you've been treating me very well.
And we're going to continue that. I promise you, okay?
I'll tell you one thing. It was just him, There was nobody else.
And if there's story, I want to get that from you, right? That's what I want to know. And we're going to continue to treat you well. I promise you. Nobody's going to do anything to harm you. Do you need a water or something, actually?
Yes, please.
Can we get one? Yep. But before we go too far, because these guys did bring you in, technically, I do need to read your rights, okay? And I'd love to get the background and get to know you and kind of the story, if that's okay, right? But before I go too far, I want to get some information and read your rights, okay?
Right off the bat, both Hardy and the cops are being super polite, which seems like a way to keep things calm. The cops probably know he's not mentally well, so they're being careful. Hardy might just be trying to seem cooperative, or maybe he's too paranoid to act any other way.
It just got weird to the point where it was just like, I don't want to be around this anymore. And
Sure. Yeah. How about your mom? What's her name?
Gwen. When I was younger, she tried killing me and my brother.
Your mom did?
Yeah.
How old were you when that happened?
4th grade.
Oh, that's a tough deal.
Yeah.
Since 9th grade, Hardy chose to move in with his dad, claiming it was because his dad started attending his games. However, that reason feels incomplete or unclear. Before the move, he lived with his aunt and uncle, Pat and Kate, who run a construction company and live in the countryside.
Sure. Okay. Well, let's do this. Can you just tell us about, you said it's got weird. I just want to hear a little bit more about that or try to understand that. Can we just go, today's Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we just go back the last couple days, kind of what's been going on and start from there and go through the timeline?
I don't know. He's just been getting on me about going into the shower room and taking showers and weird stuff, and I don't know. It just shower room, let alone the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And recently I've just been seeing secured network on our internet. Somebody's connecting to it or whatever, and I don't know who that is or whatever, but it's kind of, I don't know. And I just asked him about it, and he got all weird, and I don't know. It's like he was possessed or something. In my
Okay.
opinion.
Okay. So you and your dad live together?
Yeah.
Just the two of you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And nobody else lives with you?
No.
No, and you don't have any kids or anything of your own or anything? Not that you know of anyhow,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Anywhere? Okay. Do you have a girlfriend at all?
No.
Currently? Okay. So you guys been living out there? Are you working anywhere?
Over in Belle Plaine.
Okay. And what do you do there?
I just run the scale house. Trucks come in and I'd write out tickets for them and
Okay.
yeah.
How long you been there?
Just 3 years, I think.
Okay. Decent job and everything?
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
great time.
Good.
And when was the last time you were at work?
I don't know exactly, but sometime this summer.
Okay. Okay. So you've been on
Unemployment, yep.
for a while? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And you talked about some stuff your dad's been getting on you about. What has he been getting on you about? I mean, it sounds like you
Weird
guys have a
stuff.
relationship like this, right? Kind of some friction?
Yeah.
Is that fair to say? I don't want to put words in your mouth, but is
Yeah.
that fair? All right. So,
I just don't know about it. Like, just kind of like, it's one of those things where possibly it's always been going on or not. I don't know though. I
Okay.
just don't know because. Yeah.
okay. And then, so something happened last night.
Yeah.
Can you just tell us a little bit about that? What happened?
We were just talking about life, and I asked him about, his friends, and I talked to him about my friends, and we just he just kept on looking at me. He wouldn't go to bed. He wouldn't
Okay.
go to bed. He was just staring at me, so I started staring at him, and I'm like, and he started, getting weird, so I was giving him shit back, like, don't do it. Don't try coming at me. If I'm going to stay here, I want to make sure I'm safe.
Sure.
I want to make sure that I'm safe. And I don't know why I think, Don Callisto. I don't even think it's him, but my dad's always up there, but I don't think it's him. But I did what I did, and then, I just decided to burn it, get out of there, and just move on with my life because
Sure.
it's so gross. Like, my whole life and, just him, out of all people. And our family has money, and I just felt like it was, I don't think our family was doing it for money or anything, but I don't know. I just kind of, when I did it, I said that. I'll be honest, but it sucks.
Hardy frequently repeats phrases like, I don't know, and weird during this conversation. Such behavior often hints at potential mental health issues, possibly reflecting his inner turmoil or a disorganized thought process.
I love my family. I love everybody, I love you, and I've never even met you guys. And
Well, no, the little bit I heard about your background, you're not a bad person.
no, I'm not. I'm a very good person, Christian, Catholic, and I think,
There's just some stuff going on at home between you and Dad that was causing some conflict, right?
Yeah.
Or it seems that way. Is that pretty accurate? Yeah.
What was the layout of the building out there? Did you guys each have your own bedroom?
No.
Okay.
And he liked that way.
Oh, really? Okay. So what was the layout kind of? Is there one
It
bedroom?
was just just one room, one
Okay.
big room, and to the point where, I went and got like a shade thing just to put on his chair, and when he'd lay down, he'd just look at me all the time. And then last night he tried to get me to take some sleeping pills.
Okay.
And then I was just like, I'm getting the out of here or whatever. And I just sat there talking, trying to catch up on life. And then he was like, I gotta give it to you or whatever. And then, I'm not scared of you, blah, blah, blah.
That's what he was saying?
Yeah. And I had a knife in my hand just in case because I was scared.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
all the Xbox gaming and stuff that he put in front of me because I wasn't, you know, he wanted me to stay there so I'd game and stuff.
So after that, what happened then?
I ended up, you know, me and him got in a fight. He hit my shoulder and I stabbed him
Okay. Do you remember where you stabbed him?
a bunch of different times, and then right in the heart.
Okay.
And once I did that, it was weird. It was like, I don't know how to explain it.
Okay.
Like my body just felt like whatever was in my heart just kind of,
Went away
yeah,
or something?
yeah.
Okay. So when you guys were fighting, what part of the room was that happening in? Do you remember?
By the couch.
By the couch?
Yeah. And then it just escalated.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, you know, I love him more than anything and it sucks.
Yeah.
Like, I never wanted it to be like that.
Yeah.
He's a great person. I'm a great person, and I've always loved him, and I've always been there for him. But when you get, you know, weirding on me like that,
So after you stabbed him, did he go unconscious at some point?
yeah,
So he wasn't talking or saying anything anymore?
he was
Okay.
just gone.
All right. And then what happened?
And then I just burned the place, grabbed my pillow, and put it on the stove, and got out of there.
Okay. That's how you started the fire, was with a pillow
Yep.
on the stove?
Yep.
Did you use any accelerant, any gas, or anything like that at all? No?
I just know that there was other stuff in the room that might have,
Taken off?
but
Like some flammable type materials or something
Yeah.
like that. So when you say the stove, you mean like a wood burning stove or like the oven?
Oven.
The oven. Is it like a gas oven then? Or,
Yeah.
I would assume.
and
Okay.
in that place, you know, there's some weird shit in there. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, weird things happen.
Okay.
Weird things happen, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like,
Can you give me an
devil-
example? I mean, no judgment from us. We're not going to think you're weird or anything for telling us.
Yeah, like
Trust
what-
me. I know weird stuff does happen. Just we're interested, right?
just, I felt like I was eating other people or something like that. Like, he was feeding me shit. Like, he was feeding me some weird shit, and I didn't know what it was. It could have been a semen. It could have been some other shit. I don't know, but he'd always want me to eat his food and, like, weird shit like that. And you'd hear just souls and stuff in those rooms. Whenever you go out there, you're gonna, you know.
No,
I think
take your
where
time.
4 o'clock was where we kind of started going at it and whatnot, and then I think it was like 6:30, 7, 8, something like that. And he was like, "You're going to church in LeSueur, blah blah blah," and I'm like, why does that matter or whatever? And like, I was scared the devil was gonna kill me. So sorry I messed up on the time.
That's
No,
okay.
it's okay.
Don't worry about
You're
it.
going off the best that you can remember.
And I know it's a confusing situation.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm just trying to enter it on. And so then, but do you think you started the fire fairly soon after you stabbed him, or was it a long time?
It was a little bit. I just got my stuff and then I said, "Fuck it, I'm getting out of here."
Okay. And so then you put the pillows on the stove.
Yep.
And then turned the stove on, and then you left.
Yep.
And what did you leave in?
My car,
Okay, and what is that?
2007 Corolla, Toyota Corolla.
Okay. And so when the officers found you, that's what you were driving?
Yep.
Okay. Do you remember where you went first, or?
Not really.
Okay.
I was just kind of like scared, so I drove off and just asking for help and
Okay. Did you talk to some people?
yeah,
Okay.
random people. I don't.
Do you remember anybody where that you talked to?
Medelia, like Crystal, possibly a couple places.
Okay. And do you remember what you talked to them about, or what you said to any of them? No. But you did talk to some
Yeah.
people?
I was scared.
Okay.
Okay.
But did you have the knife with you still?
Yeah.
Okay. And where's that now?
That's it's in between Medelia and Lake Crystal.
Okay. Like you threw it out of the car?
Yeah.
Okay.
On the highway?
Yeah.
Do you remember what highway that is?
No, just outside of Medelia.
Okay. But did you throw that out when you were driving to Medelia or driving back from Medelia?
Driving past it. So like past Medelia into Lake Crystal. So like you get to Medelia and then it's the road kind of going out. So.
Okay, towards Lake Crystal.
Yep.
Okay, I think that's Highway 60 maybe.
Yep.
Okay. And you just pitched out the window?
Yep.
Okay. Do you can remember what it looked like?
It's long. It's a Japanese knife.
Okay.
Around 1 p.m. the same day, Mankato police had received a call from an employee of a snowplow company who reported that Hardy had stopped him while he was plowing snow and made comments that indicated he killed his father. Shortly after, he told a group of snowmobilers about the murder while armed with a knife.
So.
Okay. Anything else you can remember, Hardy, about what happened with you and your dad? Things he was saying to you or you were saying to him? Anything at all like that?
No,
Yeah, I was kind of curious about that too, because you said it was just kind of, weirding you out and some of these things he was saying. So I was wondering if specifically, like, is there something in particular that he said that really got you, upset or something?
Well, he wanted to have sex with me.
He did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's what he said to you,
Yeah.
or?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just like
Can you tell me more about that? I mean, was this during the argument or something, or?
throughout the night, yeah. He said it like whatever, so I was just like, I'm good.
Okay.
And you didn't want to?
No.
Okay.
Is this something that has been brought up between him and you before, or is this something
As of
new?
late, recently,
Like last few days or weeks or something different?
weeks,
Okay.
2 weeks. But before that, it was just kind of like, you could tell something was weird happening, like him looking at me and stuff like that, and possibly, when I was in 4th grade, I believe he did that to me.
Okay.
So,
You believe he'd...
yeah.
Were him and your mom married at that time, or were they divorced? Do you remember?
Of course, it was right after my mom chased us down the hallway with a knife, and they gave me back to her
Okay.
and stuff like that. So, yeah,
Okay. Have you talked to your mom lately?
I've gone over there.
Okay. How's she doing?
She was doing pretty well.
Okay. Did you talk to her yesterday? Do you
No,
remember?
I haven't talked to her at all as of late, or any of my family.
Okay.
Like, I just haven't had any
Mm-hmm.
contact with anybody. I'm just kind of...
Just your dad, nobody else? Okay. Okay. I know that I get the sense that this is, not comfortable to talk about some of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
We understand. We do. And no, don't feel judged by us as far as that goes.
I totally understand.
Okay? We're professionals. This is our job. We just need to get all the facts and what the reasons. Because most things bad that happen, there's usually reasons for it, right? It doesn't just happen.
Yeah.
There's usually reasons for it. So, do you remember about what time you would have left the house this morning?
8 something?
Okay. And do you have a cell phone?
No.
Oh, so you don't keep track of anything on there and didn't call anybody or anything like that?
Me and him were sharing a cell phone at one point.
Okay. And is that the number you gave me?
No, I don't remember it exactly. It's like 32. It's like in the burn pile out there in the garbage out there in the shed. So
Okay.
yeah.
When you left, was the fire going pretty good already, or did you leave right away?
I just left, like I said, I packed my bags up, I got my shit, and I seen it going, and I was like, I'm out of here.
Okay.
Sorry, I love you,
Okay. But when you left, where was he? What part of the...
He was on his bed.
On his bed?
Laying down, like this, on his bottom, and then the 2 mattresses.
Okay.
So
he's laying on his bed. Do you remember if he was...
like not laying on it, but like his back like this.
Okay. Okay. And he was on his back?
Like laying, yeah. Well, he was sitting down like this on the
Okay.
ground, and then like...
Oh, his back was up against
Yeah.
it.
His back was against the bed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see what you're saying.
Sorry, I'm bad.
No, that's okay.
No, we're just trying to picture it, because obviously we weren't there.
Yeah, you're doing fine, Artie.
Thank you. You guys are great.
Mental illnesses usually distort familial relationships. The Most that is evident in Hardy's portrayal of his father. He describes him as a tormentor or abuser, whether truth or a delusion.
No.
So it's fair to say that this has been bugging you for a number of days,
and
for
it's
sure.
just like, why are you doing this? Like, I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Stop it. And then it's like rehashing some old wounds. Every time he does it, it's just like, it makes me think of the past or something, you know, like,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not my fault. And at one point we were doing drugs. You know,
Okay.
I'll be honest about
No,
that.
and I was going to ask about
I was
that
going to
coming
say
up.
that. Yeah. I'm going to tell you that right now.
We're-
We did drugs, but I quit. And
Okay.
I might still have THC in my system, but I quit
Mm-hmm. Everything
smoking
else?
like 2 weeks ago. And then the Adderall, I was taking that, but I just didn't want to take it anymore. I felt like I was on it for some, you know, like, just to shut up or something, like, you know. Like,
So you had a prescription for Adderall?
Yeah.
Okay, and is that to help with like ADHD?
Yeah.
Is that what that's for? Have you been on that for a long time?
yeah, since a kid.
Yeah, usually that stuff gets prescribed when somebody's a kid and stays on it, you know.
Yeah.
But you said you quit taking it recently?
Yeah.
Okay. When did you quit? Do you remember?
The last one I took was possibly Thursday.
Okay.
But before that, I mean, a while.
Okay.
And, yeah.
Okay.
You're just feeling like it wasn't something that was working for you or something that you didn't
Yeah, I
need
just
any
didn't
longer?
want it. I felt like, just like the sleeping pill, you know, handing me the sleeping pills and shit like that, like the, whatever they're called, it's just like, I don't need this. And by giving me this stuff, it's just making it worse. And
Mm-hmm.
if I'm sober, at least I can be safe.
Sure, sure. But you said you've been smoking some weed too?
Not as of late.
Not as of late, again, not in the last couple days? Is that true?
Yeah, I haven't smoked at all.
Okay. Did you get some money lately, like to buy drugs with, or you didn't have any money, or you just chose not to?
No, I just, I'm one of those people that don't like, that don't think money makes everything, but
Mhm.
you gotta work hard for what you got and earn it. And
Sure.
I'm happy with the vehicle I drive. I'm happy with my life, and no matter what, you know, that's all that matters is I'm happy.
Well, there's a lot to say for that, you
Yeah.
know, so that's very respectful.
Yeah.
Even though all that stuff's going on, I'm still happy, and I still love him, even though he was doing that. But
Yeah.
it just got to the point where, you know, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not doing that, and I already told you that.
Artie has been on layoff from work due to the slow season, and the last time they worked was sometime during the summer.
And when you're talking about that, are we talking about the sexual stuff? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
And would it be fair to say, correct me if I'm wrong, would it be fair to say that that's kind of maybe the thing that kind of just pushed it over last night with this argument? Is that accurate or something different? Yeah. So you guys have kind of been up and talking and then a little bit of arguing back and forth, and then he kind of mentioned that he wanted to have sex with you?
Yeah.
Okay. And then did you just say, no, I don't want to do that, or that like upset you so much that it was time to put an end to it?
No, we just kept on talking about it.
Yeah.
I mean, there was points where he was just like, "Are you sleeping yet? Are you sleeping yet?" Well, I'm frickin' laying on the couch, and then I had to go to the other chair, the red chair in there, and he's sitting over there, "Are you sleeping yet? Why aren't you sleeping? Why aren't you sleeping?" And I'm like, what the f***? Like,
Why do you think he was asking you that?
because he probably wanted to do stuff to me while I was sleeping.
Okay. Like take advantage of
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
sleep? And that, do you think maybe that's why he gave you these sleeping pills or something?
Yeah.
Okay. So as that's going on, you know, what's going through your mind as he's asking you these questions?
Crazy shit, man. Just thinking, like, you know, what could be happening while I go to sleep every night?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Okay. So you're getting a little bit worried about that, what's going to happen if I fall asleep? Yeah. Take me through what transpired then after that. I mean, if you're sitting on like that red chair and he's asking you these questions.
Oh, I had the Bible. I had the Bible, and
Okay.
I had the knife.
Mm-hmm.
he was getting scared that I had the Bible. He was like, the Old Testament, blah, 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 and some weird, like, some crazy shit. So I was just like, well then.
Huh. And did he know that you had a knife on you too, or no?
Yeah.
He did?
He did.
Did he say anything about it, or just focused on
I'm
the
not scared
Bible?
of you.
Okay.
It's just like, neither am I, you know, like,
Right.
I'm not going to sit here and take this, so.
Was he using any drugs the last couple days? Yeah, what was
Possibly, I don't know, like, I didn't see him use any drugs, but before, you know, before I left the first time, he was using. And
Like marijuana or something else, or do you know what his drug of choice would be?
they were both, when I was on it, we smoked dabs, so.
You smoked what?
Dabs.
What's that? You gotta help me out.
Concentrated THC,
Okay.
and that's it.
Okay.
Like wax, we're talking? Right, okay.
And do you just put that on a regular cigarette, or how do you do it? How do you... you gotta help me out. I don't know much about that stuff, as far as how you use it.
Oh, it's an iron
Okay.
and whatever, and you just smoke it.
Okay. Just get it hot and it smokes and... Okay. But you don't know what he was using the last couple days, if he was or anything?
Yeah.
That...
But I left everything there. There might be some of my stuff, but there's some of his stuff there too. And last night I ended up, he grabbed some, like, of the dabs or whatever, and he put it on his bed, and he was like, I'll use this against you, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, really?
Use it against you how?
I don't know.
Like turn you in?
Like call the police for some dabs or something?
Yeah, just to put it on me, and I was just like, well, really, man? Like,
Yeah.
so, and if you can't tell, I was literally like, I almost got shot a little bit ago, but I didn't, thank God. Thank God.
You mean by the officers, or?
No, I was I got out of my car, and thank God they didn't. You know, no, and I respect them so much. You know, like, I love them so much because I was in the snow face first, crawling. My shoulder was, now it feels better. I don't know. Must have just popped back into place. But I was in the snow for like 3 minutes, 2 minutes, just...
Sure, cold, yeah. And we'll get you changed here eventually, so you get some more
'cause you look
clothes
like you
on.
got kind of wet laying in the snow, right?
And
Is that why you're wet?
Yeah, it's
yeah.
chilly out there, so we'll get you some different clothes to put on, Hardy, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, we can work that out. But do you remember the officers, did they pull you over, like they turned on the red lights and stopped you?
And I passed so many other cops too.
Oh, yeah?
Nobody ever pulled me over until I got there. So
But you just cooperated and pulled over?
I pulled over, I laid in the snow, I did everything, and, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. You did the right things, right? You did. And you didn't go out and hurt anybody else.
No, I will not hurt anybody else. And the fact that I was getting hurt this time, and like, it's not right, man.
Yeah. All right.
And when I moved in there, he would make me sleep in the bed with him,
Okay.
which I just remembered, you know, thinking about it. When I moved in there from Pat and K's, you know. And that's how I knew. And then I went from that bed to the other couch that I was sitting on talking to him last night.
Before you moved to the chair?
Yep. No, there's his bed, there's that couch right there, there's my couch that I used to sleep on, and then the chair was right there. So this was the first couch that I moved to after.
There. You want to just make a drawing, and you don't have to be perfect artist type.
Yeah.
You know.
I have the worst handwriting, man. No,
I do too.
Honestly, if it's a rough sketch of what the inside of the...
Yeah, just kind of draw
you got my... I can't. I'm so bad. If you guys could sketch for me, I can't. I'm not...
Well, let's just do this. Can I just...
My right hand's messed up.
The thing was mostly just a square, right?
Yeah, just a square.
So let's go like that. That's just a square, right? That's
Door. Just put the door right there.
There's a door here.
Yeah. Couch. Couch.
Which way does it run? This way?
This way.
Okay, so here's a couch.
Chair.
Chair here.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then other couch.
And that goes this way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm
The bed right there.
Okay, so the bed's over here.
And his chair, like his computer chair was right there.
Computer chair's over here.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna make
Closer.
closer like this.
Yeah.
All right, so this is computer, and then this is the bed.
His bed.
This is a couch.
That's the first couch that I moved to. And
Okay, and
that's
then
the second couch.
and another couch, and then this was a chair.
That was the red chair, yes.
I'm just gonna put red by that. Okay, and the door to come in is over here.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you know which way is northeast? Anything like that?
No.
How about which way to the house that's nearby out there?
That way.
That'd be over here, like kind of where Jim is sitting, that direction?
Yeah.
Okay. No, just, and if you need to take a minute and just kind of think, that's okay too. We're not trying to push, right? Just take your time. We got as much time as you need.
Yeah. Can I continue at some other point?
Yeah, absolutely. We want to take
Pause right now and
we can
just take a break?
No, we can take a
You want
break.
some more water? Or a pop or something?
Just a water.
Yeah, we can take a
You want
break.
another one? No? Okay.
No, we can take a break. How long do you think? Like, what are you thinking? Like,
Can I get warm? Like, can I get some clothes on that are not freezing
Yeah,
my
we can
balls
try.
off?
yeah.
The investigators, while focused on getting answers and building a case, show genuine empathy once they realize Hardy's mental illness. Understanding his condition, they carefully address his needs. After Hardy's given new clothes to wear, he is interrogated once again.
All right, good.
How's the shoulder feeling? A little better? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Good.
Sorry.
Good.
Did they take some x-rays or something? Or what? Yeah?
And everybody treated you good, right? These guys, we told you they'd be good to you?
Yep, even though I had a little freak attack, I'll be honest, I was
Okay.
freaking the f*** out. I don't know why, it was just post-traumatic
That's okay.
stress, but I love those guys.
Okay, good. Well, we'd like to talk to you a little bit more. You're doing okay? Is that all right? And one thing is I want to, I read your rights earlier. You remember those?
Yep.
And you understand you don't have to talk to us if you don't want or answer any question you don't want to, right? Do you understand that yet?
Yep.
Okay, and you're good to talk to me and
Yep.
Jim? Okay.
There's more, like I said earlier, I didn't tell you everything, obviously.
Yep.
Right.
I told you I'd be back,
Yep, absolutely.
and yeah, I don't want to die.
What's that?
I don't want to die.
You don't want to die?
I don't want to die. Like, I'll do anything. Like,
Yeah.
I will do anything. I mean,
Well, we're not going to do anything to harm you, so you're not going to die here.
Yeah.
Okay, I guarantee you that. We're not by our hands or anything we're going to do, right? So we're not going to harm you. We're not going to have anything bad happen to you. Okay. We just, like we said before, we just want to talk some more, right? And I know it's something not comfortable sometimes to talk about, right?
Mm-hmm.
This whole thing is confusing and traumatic, and right. But I'm asking you to do your best, right? And if you can just in your own words kind of take us through again, pick back up where we left off, so we can kind of get squared away as to what all that you remember happening.
When Hardy says he's scared to die, it reflects a common human fear, but is also closely linked to his schizophrenia. People with schizophrenia often experience intense fear or confusion, sometimes because of delusions or hallucinations that distort their understanding of reality. In the context of his schizophrenia, this fear might not just be about death in a general sense, but also the distorted thoughts or scenarios he envisions due to his illness.
Kind of, how did your evening go? Were you guys watching TV? Were you playing video games? What were you doing?
I was on Netflix for a while.
Okay, what did you watch?
On the computer. Chilling Adventures of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and I think Trailer Park Boys. I don't know what other ones,
Okay.
just those two in particular. And we were just talking, and the Sabrina the Teenage Witch, there was a part where it was like, I don't know, just some like demon stuff, and then
Okay.
it started, But I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Okay.
Maybe I'm just losing my mind. I don't know.
Okay.
Like, to be honest, overall, but have you guys ever seen anything like that? No?
Not that I know of. I'd have to think about it a little bit, but no.
I mean, nothing that would vividly, jump out to me or anything like that, but.
Maybe it's just me, man. I don't know.
Will you guys have one TV?
We have one TV, 2 computers,
Okay.
and it was a good night up until, like, yeah, I just...
Okay. Was your dad watching TV with you? This is your water, by the way. We left it in here if you need that. So was your dad watching TV with you?
Why is there 2 different kinds of waters?
One came from here and one came from my cooler that I keep in my car. So.
So you guys don't keep 2...
No, honestly, when we needed to get that second water for you, we ran out.
Yeah,
We have a pop here, but he keeps water.
I always keep water in my cooler in my car just in case I need one for myself or whatever or anybody. So.
I don't know. Is that water, like, tripping out about it? I don't know why.
Oh. Well, you don't have to drink it. It's just
No.
if you want it, you can have it.
No.
Otherwise, we can get you something else to drink, or a pop or something or whatever.
Yeah.
This reaction directly reflects his difficulty trusting those around him and his tendency to overanalyze situations.
Yeah. So was your dad watching TV with you?
For a while there.
Okay, and you said it was going
Kept
okay.
on waking up and passing out, waking up, and then he blamed me, and then the angry, and then it just festered into that, but yeah.
Okay. Can you tell us, are you able to tell us a little bit more about the fight, the physical fight, how it went down? Where did it start?
He got up out of bed and then, like, came at me, like, oh, yeah, you think? And I had the knife in my hand, just waiting because I was scared. And once he swung at me, he grabbed my shoulder right away. That's what f***ed my shoulder right away. Once he did that, I stabbed him.
Okay. Do you remember where?
I missed his heart. I stabbed him right there, and then he was grabbing me, and, like, it was either he kills me or I kill him in that situation, like. And so I just did what I had to do. I mean, life or death.
So whereabouts in the house did
Right
that
around the
happen?
couch. So he got up out of bed, and in that couch that's next to the bed,
Okay.
walked around, and
And he was angry because he thought you were waking him up or keeping him awake?
I don't know.
Okay, but he was angry, you said? Okay. And so then, did he punch you or hit you at all?
He screwed my shoulder up, but it was like a literal, like, he was trying to grab the knife and make me stab myself with it, like.
Okay.
But that didn't happen, so.
Okay.
And I know he's older, but still, he's a strong man, like, in his days, man, like.
Hardy's speech appears incoherent and tangential, making it hard for officers to extract a linear explanation. For example, he keeps jumping between unrelated topics and contradicting himself. He's never fully completing one sentence.
You said before you'd mentioned that you stabbed him multiple times. Do you know how many, I guess, even?
More than I should have.
Okay.
But
Like 10?
he was still,
10, 20, 30?
10.
10? Probably 10 times, you think?
somewhere around that age.
And where all at? Like on the hands?
On the
arms?
chest.
On the chest? Okay. And I guess some of these questions may seem redundant, but I just want to make sure I really understand, okay? And why did you start the fire afterwards? What was the reason for that? I mean, was that to cover up evidence? What was...
What I felt in that room, that's why I burnt that.
Okay.
Because whatever, that presence in that room, or out there, it needed to get gone. Nobody else needs to go out there and feel whatever I felt. Nobody needs to know. That's between...
So you could feel a presence,
Yeah.
but you and your dad were the only people there.
Yeah.
But you could feel this presence there.
Yeah.
Was it part of you? Was it in you? What did it seem like to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with him too. He was the full, I was the half.
Okay. Questions, okay? After you left, do you remember talking to other people in places? Did you go some places and talk to some people? Did you seek help?
I did.
Okay. Can you tell me about that at all?
I just said my dad, and I killed him.
Okay.
And they wanted to turn me in, and I was just like, I can't. I'm scared. Just because I watched my mom get beat up by the police twice, and that's pretty hard on a person. And, you know, once the cop pulled me over, I pulled over before he even turned on his lights. So that's the thing, I knew. Yeah. I'm not going to sit there and try to go on a high-speed chase like I knew. 2, I got out and I laid in the snow for 3 minutes. Like, I wasn't trying to hide anything. I just straight up, like...
You kind of knew what this was about, probably, right? Yeah. You kind of knew that law enforcement would be looking to speak with you about this whole thing.
I felt bad, like my family, like...
And honestly, Hardy, I can tell that you feel bad. You're a very genuine person. You've been very open with us this whole time. I'm sure you were with the other deputies and such that you were with before. Yeah. And, you know, I get it. You know that what happened, you know, that this is wrong, right? That, you know...
It's not right, because I loved him.
Right.
And I know he isn't himself.
I know that this is tough.
It sucks. It sucks so bad.
And I'm sorry for all this, Hardy. I really am. Like this, I wouldn't wish this on anybody, but you know, but that's why you're cooperating, right? That's why you pulled over. You knew it was time to talk to law enforcement. That there was a bad...
the fact I seen him and I'm like, I'm gonna just pull over. You know, I'm not gonna sit there and try to. But I wasn't hiding anything when I burnt that. I was saving his soul from the what's ever in there.
Hardy insists on a delusional narrative, such as believing his father was plotting against him, and that external forces compelled him to act. Schizophrenia can cause rapid emotional changes. As you may have already noticed, Hardy switches between fear, confusion, sorrow, and even relief throughout the interrogation.
Yeah. So please understand that, and if you guys ever go out there, you know, I love him.
It was just time to get out of a bad situation, obviously, right? Bad place, right?
The fact he told me to do it, to save it. I asked him.
What's that?
I asked him earlier in the night, we were talking about it, I'm like, if I could save you from this thing, would you?
He said yes. So earlier in the night, you were kind of thinking about this is probably something I'm going to have to do in order to save Dad, right?
And then he just comes on getting angrier and bringing it up. It's just, lay down, sleep, take this pill.
Okay.
Like,
that's making sense. It's making more sense to me now, and I apologize. It's taken a while, and you know you've had to kind of explain it a number of times. But you were already thinking earlier in the night that there's been a lot of weird stuff going on with Dad, right? And you told him that you could save him, and he told you that.
Well, he wanted me.
Yeah.
He asked me. Like we just talked. I left for 4 days and came back, and
so
it was decent until. He just got angry, like...
About this is what it sounds like. You're arguing about this, you know, you brought up saving him and all this stuff, and it sounds like that's probably what the argument was it revolving around quite a bit? And that's why he wanted you to go to bed, take some pills and lay down and just, you know, relax maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Paranoia often leads to irrational beliefs. Hardy claims the murder was necessary to prevent an imagined threat, which is clearly reflecting his distorted worldview.
But you had already kind of known what you had to do, right, to help Dad and to save him.
Well, he told me, so...
Yeah.
He told me to do it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I get it now. I understand. You know, you're trying to save Dad,
I drove him while he had a heart attack 4.5 years ago, and he lived through it. I prayed through it. I cried. He was in the hospital. It was pretty crazy. You know, he's having a heart attack right in front of me, and my friend is there knocking on the door, blah, blah, blah. He's knocking on the, like, bathroom door, like, I'm having a heart attack, I'm having a heart attack, and I go in there, and he hits his head on the floor, gets back up, blood coming down his head. I'm like, let's go to the hospital, and I drove him all the way to the hospital. I would never kill somebody. You know, like, unless I had to.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm understanding you now. You felt like you had to save him, and by saving Dad, this is what you had to do, right? You had to kill him to get rid of that demon that was inside of him, right?
That he was
and you
telling me to.
Yes, and he told you that he wanted to be saved. You kind of stayed up all night arguing about it or talking about it.
Yeah, totally.
He wanted you to take some pills to go to bed and relax, but you knew what you had to do, right? Is that that's what you're telling me? But so you knew you had to save Dad.
Well, it's a fact he told me, and then he just kept on getting angrier and angrier and angrier until, like, he got up and just said, fuck this, like, go to bed, or I should have said, you know, whatever, like, and I just told him, no, that's just not gonna happen, I'm sorry, and I'm not letting that happen again, so get out of here with that. And he grabbed my shoulder and frickin' did what he did right away, and somehow I was able to
stab him. Yeah. And then at that point, it's time to finish this, time to save Dad, right? Yeah.
I told him, I'm gonna save you. And once I did it, we were both saved.
When that happened, when he first grabbed your shoulder again, where were you in the house, and where was he?
So he was at his bed, he gets up, and there's that couch that's right next to his bed. And he walked up to I was on, so there's his bed, there's that couch, and then, like, right there, I just grabbed my shoulder, and then we kept on fighting through the room over to the other side where his body was.
Okay.
And that's where, you know, he fell down, and I was like, I'm sorry. Ooh. Once he got up at me, like, I'm gonna kill you, grab my shoulder, you know, what? Am I gonna let him strangle me and kill me, or am I gonna be...
So what else is important for us to know, Artie? This is your opportunity to make sure, you know, help us understand. You just tell us what's important.
That I think that it happened. I'm sorry. He told me to do it. It happened. And I'm just scared. I mean, what else can a person do in a situation where it's so, like, justified? It's life or death. Who's gonna live? Who's gonna die? I'm just scared to die.
You're scared to die?
I know, I mean, I just know he's happier. Overall, I mean, he told me, you know, earlier in the night, if I could be saved, I want to be saved from this, whatever was going on. And that's why I knew. When he got angrier and angrier and angrier, like, there's no control. I was gonna go down to, like, one of the bars down there and just try to sing or do my. Yeah, I have a great voice.
Do you do karaoke?
I can freestyle.
Really?
I love music, man.
Cool.
Music, and, you know, my dad, thank God, he's taught me a lot about music. There's a lot of good music out there, man, and I love music more than anything. It's the best therapy. Who needs therapists when you got music?
Yeah, I'm with you. Music is therapy for me too. I'm with you. Really?
Yeah.
Old country road.
Little John Denver, yeah.
Yeah.
Take me home. I'm not gonna take out handouts, you know, like, never taken out handouts and like living out there and whatever, you know. I got great family. I got family that has money. But I'm grateful still. I've never ever been jealous of them, no matter what. I've always loved them with unconditional love. And
Bruce Traxler was identified the next day, and the Ramsey County medical examiner confirmed the cause of death as multiple stab wounds. To confirm Hardy's claims, the investigators interviewed the family members but found no evidence to support any signs of abuse by his father. At 27, Hardy Robert Wills-Traxler confessed to second-degree murder, earning a 25-year sentence. Charges of arson were dismissed in a plea bargain. He will serve his sentence at St. Cloud Prison, with 664 days of prior custody counted toward his. And that's where we end this video. If you liked today's video, then drop a line. And if you want to support the channel even further, you can check out my Patreon link in the description below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.